Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring the Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland, the Core Rulez. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this science fantasy post-apocalypse RPG, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about the history of the setting, the history of Neo-Terraxx, Earth. That was the planet's name at the time of the Neon Wars of 1992. During the aftermath of this cataclysmic event, the planet itself began to transform. No one outside of the Chrono Sages knows exactly what this Earth looked like. They say it bears little resemblance to Neo-Terraxx. Many hundreds and hundreds of years have passed, and the dawn of the gnarly age has ushered in a world of rad treasures and big baddies who need a good slay. We have details on Neo-Terraxx, the Techno-Lich. Thought to have been humanoid at one point in his life, very little is known of Neo-Terraxx prior to his dark rise and enslavement of all Neo-Terraxx. What is known is that he unlocked some very old and ancient esoteric technology, hidden deep under the ruins of Metro City. An ancient prophecy has been unearthed, saved onto an old tape deck, speaking of his second coming to usher in the end of Neo-Terraxx. We have details on the President and the Action Extreme team, modern heroes of the gnarly age. The team's exploits are the stuff of legend, but bringing down the Council of Pain and Neo-Terraxx himself is what they are mostly known for. Ursak Grimskull, Detroit Prime's Grand High Chrono Sage, has documented the history of Neo-Terraxx and in detail the fall of the Techno Scourge. The big chunk of land that sits smack dab in the middle of the planet is known as Neo-Terraxx. What lies beyond the boiling seas is anyone's guess, since no one has survived the waters and returned to tell the tale. Every ship that has set sail comes back as skeleton or zombie pirates. We have details of the time before time and the reign of the flesh gods. Before the gnarly age, before the bogus times, even before the Neon Wars, was the time before time. Not much is known from this era of the planet. The Chrono Sages, with the help of the Sacred Smoke, who attempt a temporal slide that far, never come back the same if at all. Many fall into severe catatonic shock that they never recover from. One Chrono Sage did come back unscathed. However, he has since gone in isolation, taking a vow of silence, never to speak of the horrid things he saw. What he did speak of, if briefly, was the presence of the flesh gods. Built like us humanoids, but all held great power and renown, if it was only in their own heads. Their vanity and self-absorption led to their demise, one claiming superiority over the other. It all culminated when tribes of flesh gods banded together and waged many wars. These wars were called the Neon Wars. We have details on the Neon Wars and Vietnam II, The Revenge. The Neon Wars of 1992 is what ultimately ended humanity as we know it. The war raged hard until one side, known simply as the Freedom Eagles, was able to literally tear a hole in time and space, harnessing pure chaos energy, or what they called neon, and cram it all into a warhead and shoot it straight at their enemy, the Red Gremlin. The Red Gremlin lived behind an iron curtain. Needless to say, the iron was weak, and the neon bomb blew all them flesh gods to kingdom come. The Dark Ages saw the rise and fall of many brave warriors, but one rose to prominence after his victories in the Neon Wars and his continuous valor in what was known as Vietnam II, The Revenge. This hero, of course, is known to us today as Lord Randy, surviving the horrors of the Neon Wars and coming out intact along with the rest of the pantheon of gods. He ascended onto the golden throne of humanity, where he sat until a threat from below arose. We are talking about the rise of R'lyeh and the capital city of Atlantis. Deep under the sea, a threat lay dormant for millions of years, from time before time. The earth-shattering events of the Neon Wars, along with the horrendous chaos weapons created and used in Vietnam II, The Revenge, caused the once submerged lost continent of Atlantis to arise and, with it, the city of R'lyeh, the city of nightmares, in which slumbered the priest of the Old Ones, Cthulhu. His rise brought back feeble humanoids who thirst for a final end to this world to form cults and worship at the feet of statues that bear his resemblance. These cults are still in practice today, still waiting for the arrival of the Old Ones to usher in the final times. The final times. The destruction was in fact imminent, but the champion of humanoids, atop the Golden Throne, alone, picks the final times, and in our darkest hour he came to bring a reckoning. A mighty battle ensued on R'lyeh itself. A freshly awoken Cthulhu in one corner and Lord Randy in the other. The city crumbled under the two titans as they went blow for blow. It looked as if Cthulhu had the upper hand, as he handed an uppercut, knocking the Savage One down, but not for long. As he rose to his feet, the heavens parted and a ray of sunshine beamed down on his shoulders as he lifted... Oh, I've been saying it wrong, it's Cthulhu, not Cthulhu, Cthulhu. As he lifted Cthulhu over his head, jumping straight up far into space, and body slamming the priest down onto his own nightmare city. The attack was so devastating, it broke R'lyeh off from Atlantis and sank it back to the depths below. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to continue with the history of Neo-Terraxx. So Randy Savage versus Cthulhu, not Cthulhu, Cthulhu. It's difficult to get more gonzo and extraordinary than that. So as you can see, this post-apocalypse world is justified, fundamented on each of its aspects, but those fundamental truths probably go beyond anything that most people can imagine. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.